Hello and welcome back to our study of Peninei Halacha, the teachings of Rabbi Eliezer Melamed, Shlita. Here we are, Yom Chamishi, getting ready for Shabbos, the last Shabbos of the year. Parshas Nitzav Vayelech, Tichle Shana V'Kiloseha, and let's hope the new year begins with its blessings. But speaking of new, we'll begin a new topic, but first let's continue davening for Charlei Tzva Haganah Yisrael, Refuah Shalem L'chol Petzui Yisrael, and a safe return of our hostages. Our learning is dedicated in memory of Sarah Daniel Shimon ben Harav Doron V'Sheli Hashem Yakum Domo. As I said, a new topic, Perek Chaf Gimel, Siyum Shachris V'Dinei Kaddish. So let's, after we finish the laws of Torah reading, so then we have the conclusion of davening. So we'll deal with a number of halachos over the next 2 days. We'll have a little interruption because of the new year. So this section will take us into the next year. Haba Aleinu L'Tova. But let's start with Ashrei and Lamnatzeach. L'achar Tachanun, uv'yimei Sheni v'Chamishi l'achar Kriyas HaTorah. So after Tachanun and on Mondays and Thursdays after we lane, Omrim Shlosha Pirkei Tefillah. We have 3 chapters of Tefillah. Harishon, the first is Ashrei, or what's called Tehillah LeDavid. V'av shekvar amaruhu b'psukei dezimra, chozrim l'omer shuv. And even though we've already said it in the beginning of davening in Psukei dezimra, we say it once more. Because the Gemara in Brachos tells us in Daf Daled Amud Beis, Kol ha'omer Tehillah LeDavid b'chol yom shalosh pa'amim, muftach lo shehu ben olam haba. If you say Tehillah LeDavid, meaning if you say Ashrei, that paragraph of Tehillim, 3 times daily, guaranteed that you will go to olam haba. Barishona omer also b'psukei dezimra, b'shein is kan la'achar tachnu v'shlishis leiv tefillas mincha. So we have in the morning of Psukei dezimra, we have now at the end of davening, and then of course we have at the beginning of mincha. La'achar mikan omrim mizmor lamatzeach mizmor l'dav ya'ancha Hashem b'yom tzara v'yesh bo hemshech l'tachanilim she'achar amida. And then after that we say the paragraph known as Lamnatzeach, the 20th chapter of Tehillim, which is a continuation of the supplications that we say, let's say, as part of Tachnun. In the note here he writes, L'chein roi l'omer achar tefillah shmona esrei she'achar she'osifa bas birchas haminim yesh bat sha'asrei brachos. He says it's important to say this after Shmona Esrei, because Shmona Esrei is not really Shmona Esrei. We added that birchas haminim, which is actually 19 blessings. V'amnam l'fnei she'osifa as birchas haminim hayu Shmona Esrei brachos, avagam perek alpha beis b'tehillim nechshivu keberek achad. So if you're going 18, 19, and this is the 20th chapter of Tehillim, so that's why it's added. It's an interesting connection. One doesn't normally think of it that way. But he said, but beforehand, before we had that extra bracha and Shemona Esrei added, and there were only 18, so why would you go to 20? But he says the first chapters of Tehillim are also considered 1 and 2 as one chapter, so therefore the number evens out. Just an interesting kind of numerical thing, but that's why it appears in a footnote. Kivit tefillah yom tzara. So since this is Yancha Hashem b'yom tzara, we say Hashem answers us on our day of pain, our day of need. Ein omer also b'yamim shel simcha. So Lamnatzeach is omitted on days that have an element of simcha. V'nechleku ha'minhagim hazeh, and there are different customs for this. L'minhag Sephardim dinu kedin tachnun. According to Sephardim, it's like tachnun. V'chol yom shebnei tzad simcha shebo ein omer tachnun, gan omer Lamnatzeach. So if there's any day that you don't say tachnun because there's even a modicum of simcha, they wouldn't say Lamnatzeach either, according to Minhag Sfard. Well, Minhag Ashkenazim, our custom, Lamanias tachnim maspika simcha kala, aval lamanias emiris lamnatzeach tzorch shetiyah simcha gedola. We don't need much of a reason to skip tachnun, as we have discussed previously, but we do need a lot more in order for us to skip lamnatzeach. V'lachein keshemispalei matziber chason abal bris, ein omrim tachnun aval lamnatzeach omrim. So let's say you have a bris in the shul, or there's a chason, as we have discussed in previous sessions, that tachnun will be omitted according to everyone. But in Minhag Ashkenaz, we would still say Lamnatzeach even though we're skipping Tachnun. People often make the mistake thinking that Tachnun and Lamnatzeach go hand in hand, but for Minhag Ashkenaz, indeed they do not. The same will apply that when we don't say Tachnun for the majority of the month of Nisan, or coming up after Yom Kippur, we're not going to say Tachnun for the rest of the month. So those days that are not Yom Tov for Chol HaMoed, that we skip Tachnun, we will still say Lamnatzeach. So what are the days that we skip Lamnatzeach? Chag, Erev Chag, Isru Chag, so Erev Yontif, day after Yontif, we don't say Lamnatzeach. Again, you have to look in the Siddur or look at the minhag of your shul. Minhagin Eila Ksuvim B'Sidurim L'fnei Perek Lamnatzeach Kol Eida K'minhaga. Everyone has to look according to their shul's custom, their community's custom, so there are different opinions on this. So it turns out that there are not that many days that we skip sing Lamnatzeach. But in any event, we should always have days of simcha, and whether or not we say Lamnatzeach or Tachanun, we should always appreciate the simcha that we have in our lives. But thank you for listening. Please continue davening for Chayalei Tzvah Haganah Yisrael, for Shlem B'chol P'tzui Yisrael, safe return of our hostages. Really Nishmat, Seren Daniel Shimon Ben Avdron Vasheli, Hashem Yikum Damo. Really appreciate everyone listening. Hope everyone has a great day. We'll see you here next time.